Happy October, happy Tuesday night, and thank you guys so much for joining our live episode of Season's Sunflower Hour. You know how much I love all of you and how much it means to me. So make sure you guys already start blowing up that comment section and let us know where you are tuning in from. Ah, it's exciting. I love seeing that comment section already kicking off. So I hope you guys are having an incredible October. Halloween is right around the corner. The holidays are right around the corner. I mean, seriously, where does the time go? So thank you amongst all of the craziness of October for you guys sitting down and joining us tonight. I promise you, this will not disappoint. As always, we've got some incredible guests, and you guys are going to be surprised tonight because we don't only have one guest tonight, but we might have three beautiful ladies joining us tonight. So I don't even want to waste a second of getting into it because we have so many great things to talk about, so many incredible stories to share. So we're going to get straight to it. Let's bring these girls out. Now, our first guest tonight, she's joining us all the way from Indiana. She is a strong, courageous, and faithful mother of two and grandma of six. You heard me, six beautiful girls. Now, Bonnie and her husband had dreamed about all the things that they were going to do once they retired. Now, one thing that they never dreamed of was spending retirement battling ALS. What started as some super strange symptoms back in 2012 led to an ALS diagnosis in 2016. Now, here to share her story, please welcome the gorgeous Bonnie London. Hey, Bonnie, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I am so happy that you are here. I have to tell you that I've heard so many amazing things about you from some of the ladies we're going to meet a little bit later in the show, but they just had such incredible things to say. So I am so excited to actually meet you. I know it's virtual, but I'm very excited to meet you. And I promise you, we are going to, I want to keep your voice preserved as much as possible. so, uh, you're fabulous. So I'm going to dive right into it. Now, we were talking about this. You have two kids and six granddaughters. We were literally just talking about this before the show. It sounds like your family is super close, which I love. Do you get to see them often? Are you guys really close? Tell us a little bit about your family.
We are very close. I have a son, George, and a daughter, Tammy. And my son has four daughters, and it's Lainey, Allie, Kylie, and Katie. And Tammy has two daughters, Abby and Maddie. And Tammy lives like 5 minutes from me, and George lives in Michigan about 4.5 hours. So we get together on all the major holidays, and we just have a great time together.
I love that. We need to start a whole unofficial like girl gang. I just love I love all of this excitement and I love a close family. So I'm so glad that you guys get to kind of cherish and make those memories and moments together as much as possible. That's so
Well,
awesome.
one thing I'm really thankful for is I was diagnosed after we had all the kids and
Um,
grandkids. And I got to do a lot of the grandma stuff with
oh,
them when they were young.
oh.
So it was really nice.
Speaking of that diagnosis coming, you mentioned that you were telling me you started showing symptoms back in 2012, and you weren't diagnosed though until 2016. If people have watched the show before, they've heard us talk about this. This is unfortunately a story that we hear far too often, that it takes very long. It's a long process, a sort of elimination to get to that diagnosis. And unfortunately, those with ALS, right? Time is not always on our side. So that is something we're definitely trying to fight against. Now, what was that 4-year process like for you until you were
Uh,
officially diagnosed?
it was numerous MRIs and EMGs and nerve testing and even replacing of 2 discs in my neck and to see if that was the problem, but it wasn't. So it's it's a long 4 years, and you know, I progressed very slowly, and I still do. And so it was not easy for the doctors to pin it down. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
We've heard, like I said, it's just I hate hearing this story because we hear it more than we should, right?
right,
It's very hard to diagnose, and it is kind of a process of elimination. And oh, I'm just glad we got there, and I'm sure it was not a relief. That's the worst word to say, but you had an answer. At
right,
least you had an answer, right?
right. Yeah.
Ah. Well, you were getting ready to turn 60, to retire. You had all of these great things, all of these great plans ahead of you, and then you find out, you get the news you have ALS. I
Yeah.
can't even, I'm sure those of us watching, right? We can't even imagine what you and your family went through when this diagnosis came in. Now, here you are, though, like you said, 9 years late, really 13, if we're talking about when the symptoms first started, 13 years later, and you are still strong, you are still fighting, you're still amazing as ever. How has ALS impacted your family, especially on that journey?
Well, you you don't want to believe it at first, but once you let it settle in, you have to either accept it or be miserable. So we discussed it with the kids and my 2 kids and made all the plans that they tell you to make and get everything ready. And then you just settle into this kind of like waiting period when you progress so slowly. It's almost like you have been ill and you're waiting to recover. That's kind of how it felt. And
Yeah.
we just decided early on, my husband and I, we were not going to let it change every day of our life. We had to do what we could do and enjoy what we still could do and
Mhm.
let go of the rest. And
Mhm.
that to me is how you find joy in every day. And every day is not full of joy for sure, but there is something every day to be joyful about if you look for it. So,
I love that, and we had talked about that too on the phone. You were telling me all these you just have such a great attitude and such a great spirit about the way you look at life with ALS. It's been a long journey, and you just have such a good outlook in this. I love that we can find the joy in every single day.
well, you have to surround yourself with positive people and reach out to people who are like you, that talk like you and walk like you, or don't walk, or whatever. But I have to say, I have met some of the nicest people in the last 9 years and lost a few already. And I wouldn't give them up for anything.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I do want to touch on that because I think that's a beautiful thing to talk about, that community, that sense of community. And you, I mean, you brought up your husband. You guys have been married for 49 years. First of all, this is a little side note here. Sam knows how much I love mom. We were talking about this too. 49 years. I mean, do you have any Sam's a newlywed? Uh, they've got some exciting things coming around the corner for them. So any advice from someone who has mastered it and has spent 49 years in an amazing marriage. Any advice for those out there?
Well, you just have to have respect for each other. And, you know, one thing I have learned with ALS, if you ask for patience to get ready, because the only way to learn how to be patient is through adversity. And I have learned patience over these years, and people are willing to help you get through your day, but maybe not the way you would do it for yourself.
Mhm.
But you have to let go of that and let them do it how they can.
Was that hard for you? Kind
Oh,
of,
yeah,
that would be a struggle for me. I
uh,
struggle letting go on the, yeah.
right. I
Mm.
am a planner. I
Okay.
like detail, and
Okay.
it's still hard. Yeah. But easier than it was 10 years ago. So,
I see there's a kindred spirit. I knew I loved you for some reason. I love a girl who is detail oriented and organized. It's fantastic. I appreciate it. I appreciate it and I love
yeah.
it.
But
Well, about the
Rich
go ahead.
is my daily caregiver as far as getting things around the house and helping me through every day. And he does all the shopping and
Oh,
just picks up food deliveries and whatever. But I also have a lot of other people that help me. I have a wonderful caregiver named Kara, and she
mm,
comes 3 times a week. She does my range of motion exercises,
mm,
and she does laundry for me and fixes
mm.
small meals, and she does a wonderful chopped salad. And
Ooh.
she is always uplifting and brings me a cheerful bit of something every time she comes. And I really appreciate her.
That's awesome.
And my daughter, of course, is right around the corner, kind of. And she is amazing as well. She'll bring it meals over and go to the store for me. And she's just amazing. And her daughters as well.
Mm,
Clean house for me and stuff. And my son, even though he's in Michigan,
mhm,
he FaceTimes several times a week and sends text messages, and the same with his girls. And two of them are in college in central Michigan, and they text and FaceTime as well.
Mm.
So I have a lot of people that take care of me. Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, that support system alone, I love hearing that because between your family, between those outside of your immediate family, but that are part of your community, it's so important to have that support system. So, I mean, I know you told us you gave some great shout outs to some amazing people that are really helping you, but how has that community impacted you during the journey? What does it mean to you to have all of those people showing how much they just love and support you?
It is real heartwarming. Every day I'm thankful for them. And I'm sure I don't show it enough,
Oh.
but I try to.
I have a feeling they know. I think they know. And I think that's a massive testament to yourself and to what an amazing person you are that you have all of these people that want to come together and that rally behind you to be there to love you and support you. You don't do that for just anybody. Well, you and your family have connected with others living with ALS through the walks. You're talking about this through the walks, through different advocacy events. So, what have those experiences meant to you, and why is being a part of the ALS community so important to you and your family?
Well, I mean, you have to be around people that understand what you're going through. And I have met so many nice, amazing, and intelligent people.
Mhm.
Um, we have luncheons once a month, and they were started by a group of guys that just wanted to get together and have fun and raise a little heck, and they eventually included more of us, and mostly men in this group. Finding in the Indiana area, at least, there are more men than women that
Um,
come to our get-togethers. But we have a couple of pictures, and there are two amazing
yeah.
women that I'm friends with. Angie, right there, she's my best buddy right now. And that's my husband in the background and that
Oh, is
first picture.
in this one, he's sneaking in there.
And if
He's photobombing. I love it.
that was last Friday at a luncheon, and Angie lives about an hour from me, so we
Oh, wow.
text all the time. And there's another
Oh,
that is my husband on the left, my daughter and my son, and me
oh,
this past May. They are
beautiful.
amazing. And there are some of my granddaughters. Um, the
Oh,
one with the crown was turning 21, and
oh,
we had a big get together. And behind her on the right is one of her sisters, Kylie, and the other young one to the right is her sister, Katie, and coming further to the right is Allie, and my daughter. On the far left is Sarah, my uh, um, my son's fiance, and then the
oh,
very back is a friend of my daughter's that we've known since fourth grade. She's like family, Jen.
oh.
So.
That's a lot of beauty in one photo, I'm just
Uh,
saying. That's almost too much to handle. That's a lot of good looking.
and
Oh,
that was Thanksgiving last year with all the kids and grandkids there.
ah, I love that big old giant sense of love and community.
Now, this picture is some of our Indiana warriors, and out at Tim and Steffi's house last fall, we all got together. And Tim and Steffi are amazing advocates for the Indiana team, and they are amazing people.
I really love that you guys do these get-togethers. I think that is just such a cool way to just, like you said, be around people that are walking in the same shoes, that know what it's like. Yeah.
This is at the walk last year, and my daughter designed our shirt, Bonnie's Butterflies. And on
Oh,
the walk, we came upon this big butterfly statue. And so we had to take a picture of our whole group.
and the color is perfect too. It was made for you.
It was, yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Bonnie's butterflies. I love that.
I have the shirt on.
Do you?
It's
Oh, oh,
it's
that's perfect.
it's me in the middle, a butterfly, and 13 butterflies around the outside for each of my family.
I love that. Is Bonnie's butterflies still together? Are there going to be more walks happening in the future?
I'm sure there will be. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. And other ears heard this, so now you're we've got you on camera. We've
Oh,
heard it. I do hope that we see Bonnie's butterflies. Again, that is really beautiful. Really, really beautiful.
and this
Oh, and it looks
was
like the crew again.
a year ago Christmas, and there
Okay.
are 3 or 4 of those people that have already passed away, but they were amazing people.
Oh. I think this is a good it's a good way to show this is why we do what we do,
Yeah.
right? We do this so that we don't have to look at photos like this and be able to say that we lost someone to ALS. We're here trying to put an end to this so that we don't have to say those words
And
anymore.
this lady right here on the right was, I only knew her for about 9 or 10 months, D, and she passed suddenly a year ago in July. And she
Mm.
was the most amazing woman we have met. And
Oh,
she is greatly missed by so many of us.
yeah. You, my beautiful friend, have a very active life. You are doing
We
some incredible things.
yeah,
Uh, I love it. Well, I love that you are so exciting and so active, and I love that you guys are getting together and taking a part. You and your family have been so amazing. You guys have been such great advocates to spreading awareness, and I love that you're here to share the story with us. And that led you to, I'm so glad you found your way to our family, to ALS United. So I want to ask you before we bring out a couple guests, what has ALS United meant to you?
well, it's a way to keep us all together, and it's more than just helping us get equipment that we need. It's just having a belonging to the community, and people like Connie and Leslie are just worth so much to all of us.
Mm.
We thought we lost Connie last year, and we are so
No.
fortunate that she never left us, and
Mm-mm.
we love her. I've known her since 2018, and she always comes through for us.
Yeah. Well, you teed me up perfectly there. This wasn't even planned. That is a beautiful segue into welcoming our very next guest. Now, you love ALS United. I love ALS United. I mean, we all do. This is the perfect time to bring out two women who are absolutely crucial to the amazing work that this organization is doing. I am so excited to have them joining us tonight. So at ALS United, we are here to serve those battling this disease, those battling ALS. Unfortunately, this is a battle that spreads much wider than just the state of Illinois, where we are. So, caring for those living with ALS has always been our top priority, and we never want geographic location to get in the way of those receiving care and resources. So, in response to a growing need, we have continued to grow. ALS United is now answering the call to serve those individuals in Indiana. So tonight we are joined by two women who are leading the charge there. Please welcome ALS United Indiana's Director of Development, Leslie, and their Director of Care Services, Connie. I love this. I
Hi,
love this. Full
everybody.
house. Full house, ladies. And you guys, they heard me say this before already, but I just got to say it out loud again. I just really love saying Connie and Bonnie. So, Leslie, I am so sorry, girl. I love your name too. It's just not nearly as fun to say as Connie and Bonnie.
Hey, they are the dream team. And if I can just be on the background, I'm a doo-wop girl for the Connie and Bonnie show.
Yeah, do
You know what? I'm in. I'll be in the back with you. The two of us can be in the back. We'll let them take the stage, take over. I am so down for this. We've got a jingle in the works, I think. This is going to be a thing. Well, Leslie and Connie, you guys both know Bonnie. You have been around her. I guarantee you guys are so in love with her based on the great things you guys were telling me about her before the show. But she's such an awesome warrior. Bonnie, what do you admire most about her, and how has Bonnie inspired or impacted your lives?
Oh, wow. I mean, like Bonnie said, I've known her since 2018. And I mean, the first time we met, it was like, I can't wait to see her again. And her daughter Tammy is usually with her, and her husband Rich is normally with her. And so every opportunity you get to get with them in person, they just make you feel like I'm another family member. And that's how they are with everybody. I mean, who wouldn't love being part of that community?
Yeah, I love that.
I got so excited because I live in the city right next to Bonnie. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to know where she lives so that I can go visit her. And I was kind of jealous because Connie got to bring her downtown last year on May 16th when ALS Awareness Day was possible by downtown Indianapolis. And I love the fact that she's so close.
Ah, so I feel like some parties are going to be happening at your house, Bonnie. I think you're going to have some surprise guests.
Alright.
I think we should make that happen, actually. Bonnie, how about you? What do you love about these girls? How have they made a difference in your life since you've met them?
They never say no. They're always positive and find a way to make it happen. Um, we can ask for some really crazy things and expect a no, but I've never heard it yet.
You know, that sounds like a bit of a challenge at this point now. I think you should start asking for some super crazy things and see what these ladies can pull off.
I think with this group, I've learned to say, well, I'm not sure, but let me think about that one. And I promise I'll get back with you.
I love it. Are you girls going to be seeing each other anytime soon? Is there another lunch? I've heard some stories, right? Do you guys have any crazy stories from lunch meetups that I would say that you're willing to share?
Well, they're affectionately known in the community as the Wrecking Crew. Because the get-togethers are just about having fun. I mean, it's not even about these are the guys with ALS who are meeting for lunch. It's just these are friends who are meeting for lunch. And when COVID shut everything down and we used to have in-person support group meetings, this group, part of their saying we need to get together for lunch. We need to get together once a month. And it's usually like the third Friday of the month. And when they get together, it's about having fun. And like Bonnie said, everything in life isn't joyful, but they try to find the joy in everything that they're doing. And so you pretty much know, I mean, there's some pretty wicked combinations where it's really going to get crazy, but they're just having fun. And we're there. We're just along for the ride. It's their show.
I think there are a couple of restaurants that would prefer we don't come back.
The one that had the hole in the door because one of them's foot pedal on their wheelchair went through. It was an accident.
Oops.
No names.
No names.
No name. We won't call anyone out. You guys are over here living like rock stars, just trashing places. I'm just kidding. You're gonna have your photos on the walls of like, these guys are too rowdy. They can't come back.
Yeah, to anybody who sees this group coming, we're sorry. But I mean, and they end up taking selfies with the wait staff and everything by the end of the day. I mean, they're all ready to be part of where you guys going next.
I love it. So Sam, we got to get an invite to this. Sam is our producer and she's in our green room, but we got to score invitation to this. This sounds too much fun.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Well, I hope you ladies can all get together really soon. I know that all kinds of magical things would happen. Bonnie, you are absolutely incredible. I want to let your voice rest. I know that, like I said, you are an incredible ALS warrior. You have been battling. I have been straining your voice for a while now. So I want to give you a moment to relax. Thank you so much for joining us, sharing your story. You are absolutely incredible. Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you. Thanks.
You are so welcome.
Bye.
You're so welcome. You girls, she is just fantastic. Thank you so much for bringing her into our beautiful orbit. What a woman. Yeah, what a woman.
We're blessed by all the community here. I mean, all of them are like Bonnie.
It's true. And when we were talking to you, you even said it, and this is so true, that anyone, it's true and sad at the same time. Anyone that I've ever met, anyone that you ladies have ever met that's ever been diagnosed with ALS, it's the best of the best. It's always the best people, right? It's just the best people.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, now you guys came into the ALS family, which I love. So how did you guys get involved in the ALS community in the first place? And how the heck did you find your way to ALS United?
Well, so for me, I've been working with the ALS community for just over 8 years here in Indiana. And an opportunity came late last winter, and where I had a break from the ALS community. What I knew was that the ALS United group was present, and they were there. They were serving families in Indiana for our families who will travel to a Chicago clinic. People living in Indiana, though, we would share care services with the Chicago chapter. So I've known Gemma, Jumana, Kelly, Peggy for almost that whole 8 years. So when I had the opportunity, I had reached out to share that my job had changed, and just to make sure and stay connected. And at that point in time, the Chicago team was planning to hire somebody in Indiana. And I don't think that they were planning on doing it so quickly. But then when I had the opportunity, then I kind of jumped on their train. And we've been rolling.
Hey, when
since.
you know, you know. I will tell you,
know.
there's one thing, exactly, and this entire team at ALS United, they know talent, they know good people, and they are so good at bringing the right people into this community, into this orbit.
They're a great team.
Yeah. Yeah. How
I
about you,
was so
Leslie? How did you
blessed
come
to
in?
work, as I was saying, I was so blessed to work with Connie for a short term. And then life happened, and I was able to walk into the ALS community at a time that my dad was entering the last stage of his life. And the flexibility of the ALS community allowed me to walk with him down his, he did not have ALS, but he had different neurodegenerative issues. And I have actually been with other people who have passed from ALS who their first diagnosis were the same that my dad had. And so I was able to learn how to communicate with my father and how to actually show him how to accept things that were happening to him through the ALS community. And Bonnie helped me that way. Bonnie and Connie were such a good inspiration and teachers. Connie has this ability to maintain relationships like nobody I've ever seen before. And the opportunity to work with Connie again, I was so excited. And the opportunity to bring awareness, bring advocacy, and bring the care services needed for those people living locally. How could you pass that up? It's a trifecta that has so much opportunity, and I'm so blessed to be a part of it.
I'm so happy you girls are back together. I haven't, to be fair, I haven't known you for very long, but I will tell you, even the short time, you guys are kind of a dynamic duo. I can't wait to see what you girls do in Indiana and what you're able to provide to those walking on this journey, because I think you guys are going to be an unstoppable force. This is really amazing. I'm so excited for you too.
It's exciting. It's a good time.
Oh, such a good time. Now, when we got to talk before this, you both had mentioned that you didn't really know much about ALS before you began working in this community, which is almost a blessing. I don't want anyone to have to learn about this. So you girls didn't really know. Now, here you are now, all of these years later, and you are helping those along their journey with ALS, and you guys are doing such incredible work for this cause. What's been the most maybe surprising or shocking things that you have learned about ALS along the way?
I think Bonnie summed it up very well when she said it's not what she had planned to have happen, but she had to adapt and had to bring her family and her support system along. And I think that's kind of what's helped me, is to understand from our families that everybody has different support systems. Everybody has different living situations. Everybody has different finances. But the thing to remember is everybody wants to do well, and they want to end this life well. And they need to find ways to be able to do that. So part of being in this community is helping them to find that wellness within them and within their community, and to help kind of move along what that community looks like, which is why you'll see Leslie and I at those luncheons or at support group, when we're leading those groups and stuff. So it's a great community. It's a resilient community.
I think that's the perfect word for it too, actually. That's why Sunflower is so perfect. This is a resilient bunch.
It really is. And just like the sunflower, they really do gravitate towards the sun and to the light. And one thing that surprised me was that there was not the awareness of ALS like there should be. This is, after all, a disease that has been around for generations. We should be farther along. We need to have people be on our side and be advocating for change and for resources that these people need. It's time. Let's do this.
Yeah, well said. And I think that's the great call to action too, because we can do this. We can do it. And when we see what people can accomplish when we come together, when we fundraise, when we support, when we share, when we talk about this and spread awareness, some really amazing things can happen. So we can do this. So I love that. Let's do it together.
And
Leslie,
Susan,
yeah.
I just wanted to say quickly, because I think there might be some who are watching this who maybe they're just now diagnosed and they're not in that spot. And I think the understanding is, or at least one of the ways I like to kind of start my work with families is, are they in that spot, or are they still back here in the middle of the weeds where it's dark and they can't work their ways around it? And And that's part of coming along beside them in the journey. Is they're in the weeds. Now we need to get them out of the weeds, even if it's just a little bit to let some of the sun poke through. They may just have an hour a day that they feel like is good. But then we need to work on increasing. How do we do that?
Mhm.
How do we do that? And that's
how-
part of care services with the social work and the emotional support as well.
And you know what? That's great because I wanted to get into this. So, Connie, you're the director of care services. What does
Mhm.
that actually mean? So, for someone maybe that isn't a part of this family that doesn't really know, what do care services actually do, and how is that impacting the ALS community?
Well, so with ALS United, the care services team consists of both nurses as care service coordinators and social workers as care service coordinators. And part of what our role is to make sure that we get to know our families, we get to know them as we can, as well as they'll let us at the time. And like I said, sometimes they're not ready for us to get to know them. And that's okay. We just stay available and we remind them that we're here. And as we get to know them, then they will share what is worrying them, what they're fearful of, what they're feeling anxious about, and what they're celebrating. We can celebrate with them. Once they share that, then the role of the care service coordinator is to kind of help them make those connections. And whether that's clinic care connections, medical care, whether it's federal connections like Social Security, Disability, Medicaid, whether it's local connections like an agency on aging. So our job is to kind of know where the family is at that point in time, what they need, and then help to connect them to that and help it make sense to them, because they may have multiple people coming at them. Tell me what I can do to help. Well, how do I know what to tell you can do to help if I don't even know what I need you to help me with? And so the nurse and the social work and the care services team is very active in this group, especially. I mean, these monthly podcasts or YouTube videos, the webinars, the symposiums, all of it's learning opportunities for our families. And whether it applies to them at that point in time or not, maybe it doesn't, but it's recorded so we can always go back and get it.
That's a great point, and I think it's really cool too. I've heard consistently from those walking along this journey that how much care services mean to them, because you do become part of the family. You are there to see 10 steps down the road, you know where they're going, and you're able to help take all of that burden off their shoulders of sort of the unknown. You're there to prepare them, you're there to help them. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you are leading the charge in Indiana. I'm so happy that we have such incredible care service. Like you said, nurses, social workers, you guys are just angels that are out there doing some really stinking incredible things. So I'm so thankful for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Leslie, I want to dive into what you're doing too, because again, your work is so crucial too. All of you guys, all of these pieces come together to make just this perfect group of people in this help and support system. You're the director of development for ALS United Indiana. So tell us a little bit about what does that entail? What are you doing for these families as well?
First and foremost, I'm raising awareness and I'm raising funds. And one thing that I love is I have the opportunity for those funds and those resources to stay in Indiana. And that was not the case in my previous employment. And I love the fact that I'm a Hoosier helping Hoosiers. And that's why we're here. And building awareness and also spreading the joy. Yes, this is a terminal disease, and yes, this is 100% fatal. But along the way, we can bring care and we can bring joy to those family members and those going down the path of ALS.
Super, super well said. Super well said. Now you guys get to interact because you, like I said, you become part of the family for those in the ALS trenches fighting this battle, and you get to know them. You're there from the beginning, you're there to the end, and we know how the story ends. What do these families mean to you?
Oh my gosh, I can speak to this right away because I was 6 weeks into my new ALS journey and I was put onto a golf course. It ended up being a golf course that my father loved, and it was close to his heart. He had played there all the time. And this particular person that was raising funds for ALS is vivacious and is full of fun and a little piss and vinegar too. And it just brought this immense state of happiness to me that how lucky am I to get to talk about how I can help these people and how I can raise awareness for something that they're going through day in and day out. I was also able to meet, I know that Bonnie had mentioned a particular person with the initial D, and she was the first one to give me a hug. And it was my really first day on the job, and she made me feel a sense of community. And if I can pass that on to just one person, I'll be successful.
Awesome. Awesome. How about you, Connie? How are
I mean,
you?
I got
It's
so
such a big
engrossed
question,
in.
right? This is such a big
Remind me of the
what are these
question,
families?
because I just love Leslie's answer.
See, Leslie, guys, I'm going to retire because you girls got this covered. It is really beautiful to listen to both of you talk, and I think what I want to say, if it's not obvious to everybody watching, right? The passion and the love for what you guys are doing, and for everyone that I've ever met within this ALS United organization. I can say that about our entire team in Illinois too. The passion and the love here is infectious. So listening to you guys talk, it's because you live and you breathe this. This means the world to you. This is what you do. This is who you are, and you are out there making a difference. So for that alone, I just want to take a second to just applaud both of you girls for spreading that joy and that passion with us today. I think this is incredible.
Thank
So
you.
incredible. And Connie, the question is basically like, you girls are involved in these families. What are these families that you're helping? What do they mean to you?
It's hard to shut down because they don't have everything they need yet. And when we talk about fundraising, and we talk about having Leslie come on board to do that, I mean, that was such a win for Indiana, to be able to bring on Leslie and work with us as our development director, because as much as I can be a social worker, and as much as I can connect them to community agencies, sometimes what they need is a $180 manual wheelchair, or a transfer board, or I have those in mind because that's what I ordered today for somebody. So it's they are where they don't have what they need, then the meaning behind it is, okay, how do we get what they need? And so it's those conversations.
I love it. And I got another big one for you ladies, a very big one. What's I don't even know how you're going to pick one thing, but what is the most rewarding parts of your job? What are the things that just stick out to you?
You go. Okay. Well, I know that I like it from the aspect of when I'm at an event and we are fundraising for the people that are walking the walk, talking the talk, living every day with ALS, and they get to put off their ALS hat for just a moment, and they get to bring the joy, and they get to have fun. I know that I have touched them in a way just for that moment that they will create a memory. And I also know that the family members and those that are attending those events, if I can spark a memory, that means that they will carry that with them to the next person that they interact with. And that means the world.
That's really special. And I have a feeling that's happening all the time. Again, we see people come on these shows and you are making an impact, right? I can say it from, I know I haven't specifically been in the Indiana orbit, but in the Illinois zone, we see what it means to those living with ALS. What you guys are doing, it means something.
And that's the rewarding part of it, is if you have a good support team for the ALS community, you see the rewards every day. And whether I hear Peggy talking about somebody who she met at clinic, and it's a family who she's met at one of the walks, and they're looking for her when they get to the walk, or Snovia, who's one of the other social workers who runs a support group. And I've got a family from Indiana who, even though we also have an Indiana support group, and trust me, there's no division. If anybody's welcome to attend any support group they want. But I was sharing with this gentleman that we also have a group of families in Indiana, and he's like, but I like going to that. I like Snovia's. And I'm like, love it. And I told Snovia, guess what? He loves your group. And that's the rewarding part, is where you're part of a team those kind of people who were all making the impact. And it's for different reasons, because we all have a little bit different personalities and how we approach things, but we're still hearing from our families that what we're doing is effective, and it's helping them live this a bit better.
Yeah. As you guys said earlier, right? It's about those joyful moments, and we know what the end is going to be, but it's making the journey the best that it can possibly be. I do also love how you guys work so well together. There in this community, there's one goal, right? There's one, or those top goals, to put an end to this, to make the journey the best as possible. There's no divisions by state lines. There's no division, by locations. Like you said, we're a team, and we're one ALS United. We're all answering that call no matter where you are at. So I just love that we're kind of like, we're like sister. We're like sister organizations working together to just make this happen. That's so cool. And speaking of, so ALS United, because we are this big, amazing family, and now we are in Indiana, thanks to you girls. So looking ahead, what can we expect to see from ALS United Indiana in the coming year? Maybe what are your biggest goals? How do you hope to continue really answering that call to serve the ALS community across Indiana?
I think for the care services side of it is starting to work more in those partnerships with our local vendors. We have some partnerships with some vendors already in Indiana, people that I have known. I mean, going back to when I was 21 years working as a discharge planner in the hospital, I mean, some of those guys are still carrying on. So those partnerships, because they will help us to also raise awareness. Clinic care. We're opening our first day of our clinic in Crown Point. That's this Thursday. I'm so excited. I can't hardly stand myself, because I want to be with people. And so the clinic opening in Crown Point this Thursday. Right now it's a once a month clinic, but wouldn't it be amazing if it was once a week clinic? I mean, it's hard to say that you don't want to have that many people who attend the clinic, but what really, really will get under my skin is if I know that there's somebody out there living with ALS who doesn't have a connection to a clinic. And there's multiple clinics. So it's just, what's the clinic that's closest to them? What makes most sense for them? So to get them into a clinic, but also just to connect them to care services and to help them understand resources that they maybe don't know were available to them. It doesn't have to be as hard as it is sometimes. So it's just expanding awareness, the partnerships, the clinic care, and then obviously events, and we'll let Leslie go there.
I am so excited because I am able to help the Hoosiers actually fundraise better. I will be able to be a resource for them so that there is no hurdles for them to go through. I will be able to make resources available to them through ALS United that they haven't had access to before. And I'm looking forward to that. I just had a meeting last Friday, and it was beautiful. Somebody just starting out on making their first ALS fundraising event and walking them through those baby steps. There's also events that current people walking through the ALS life challenge, the path is they are doing right now, and they haven't been able to get the help that they needed and wanted to make these events grow. And that's why I'm here. And I cannot wait to see them flourish and to help them in a very array amount of ways, whether that's through gathering sponsors, whether that's through gathering auction items, or whether that's coming up with a brand new idea.
That is so cool. And I think you bring up a really great point, because we kind of call them DIY events, right? When people step up and they want to do something. So maybe speak to that. If anyone is watching this and they're kind of like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? Give us a little rundown on kind of what is that? What is what we consider a DIY event, and why are these so important to ALS United?
Oh my goodness, this is something that I'm very passionate about because I myself, I was a life enrichment director in senior living, and I was able to bring these small life enriching activities into somebody's community. So anything and everything can be a fundraising event, a wine tasting. You gather some wine from Aldi, you put them in a sack, and you say, okay, let's try to evaluate the rich wine from the poor or from the low cost effective wine, and you have people donate what they can. That's a fundraiser. You have horses made out of tin cans with cement, and you have a horse race during Derby time, and you roll the dice and you see which horse comes in first. That's a fundraiser. You have a car show where you have motorcycles, you have hot rods, you have trucks. That's a fundraiser. Anything that you can imagine can become a fundraiser just with some help. And I'm here.
That is so cool. And that's what I love, that they're not alone. I think that's something to make note of, right? If anyone is watching this and you guys are inspired, you want to help, you see where this is going. You see what the money goes to. Like the girl said, in Indiana, it's going to Indiana. In Illinois, it's going to Illinois. You're helping people like Bonnie that you just met, who is able to take advantage of these services. That's where your money's going to. It's making an impact. So if you are pumped and excited and you want to be a part of this, reach out to these girls. They will help you. You are not by yourself. They will help you with, like Leslie said, ideas, sponsorship, and basically DIY events are you getting your group together, you doing an event and raising money to donate to ALS United to help us push that needle further and further and further forward. So I love, like Leslie, that was an awesome point. I'm glad you brought that up because you are here. Can everybody reach out to you if anyone is watching this and wants to create an event and help out?
Oh, please. I welcome it. Leslie
Yes.
at alsunitedindiana.org. And if you have a passion, we can turn that into a fundraiser.
Ooh, that's a heck of a tagline right there, Leslie. I love it. You guys, if you have a passion, Leslie will help you turn that into a fundraiser. So let's bring the money because, and I'm gonna throw this to you girls to say on this, why? Let's hit them with, if anyone's watching this and interested in doing this, why is doing this so important? Why will they help this cause?
My answer to that was to bring awareness and to find a cure.
Yeah. Love it. Connie,
Mhm.
anything to
And just
second
the
that?
daily needs. The daily needs. Yeah, there's a statistic out there that gets thrown around, and we hear it often, is it's $250,000 a year to pay for this disease. And it's broken down into complex equipment co-payments, medical appointments, transportation, equipment, care. Care in Indiana is no cheaper than $35 an hour.
Oh.
So to have, caregivers be able to be paid, and families reach out all the time trying to figure out a way. And we were talking about this on a nationwide United Care Service call today. And it is, where do you find that kind of care? And the cost of it, and the limited funds. Either you're eligible for state assistance, and that's a whole process in itself, or you're privately paying for it. Most people don't have long-term care insurance policies. Most people don't have $1 million sitting in the bank waiting to pay for care. So that's the funding part of it. That's what we're always going after, dollars to try and help our families pay for.
I love that. And it's really important to note, again, I will never stop saying this because it is so important, that all the money that goes to supporting these families so that we can provide these services to them. A lot of the services we offer for free of charge, right? Or help them get the assistance that they need. So your money is going very far, whether it's $1, whether it's $100, that is being so well spent, and it is going to those living with ALS. We are answering this call and we need all of your help to do so. So please reach out. You've got Leslie's email. We can always connect you to. Reach out to us. Kendra, one of our fantastic ALS United members, she's saying what we already knew. You two are a dynamic duo. And Leslie, she's giving you a little shout out. You may be reinvigorating the DIY program. So
I welcome it. Bring it on.
I love that. I am so pumped to see where this goes for you girls. This is kind of the beginning. This was exciting to announce that we are now answering that call in Indiana. We have got the ALS United Indiana happening. So I cannot wait to see what you girls and the rest of your team can do with this. I know we're going to have you back on the show to update us on some great stuff, but thank you girls for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this family, and thank you for helping us answer this call.
Thanks, Season.
Thank you for
Thanks,
having
Leslie.
me.
Oh my gosh, you girls are fantastic. You'll be back. Don't you even worry.
We look forward to it.
Ladies. Oh, you guys, that hour flew by so quickly. I love that you guys got a glimpse, that you guys got to see how this is growing, how we are expanding into other areas. Like I said, we are answering that call to all of those that are fighting this battle. We want to be there, and we can only do this with your help. So thank you for your support. Please continue to spread the word, share awareness, donate, get involved, come out to events, whatever it might be. We would love to have you as part of this family. As always, thank you for being a part of the Sunflower Hour family. I will see you guys next month. Make sure you join us for our November show for another great episode with incredible stories. And guys, have an amazing Halloween. And until next time, be bright and shine your light.